Get to the paper. Never been a hater, always been a player.
All right.
And
here we are. Chickity check. Here we are, 608
Chickity check it.
Podcast.
We living reckless.
This shit is frustrating sometimes, but your boy is a beast.
You know what I'm
Straight
saying?
scientist over here.
Once
All right.
Once you get
You
it
can
together.
hear me good?
Yeah, I hear everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, 608 Podcast. I want to introduce someone, really one of the very few people that is still here with me from day one. You know what I mean? A1 since day one. Fellow friend and musician Tas Raww. And he's going to tell you a lot of really interesting stories and insights. And he's going to give you guys some motivation today, I have no doubt. My boy, just a quick backstory on us. We met in like middle school. Pretty sure we had like the same girlfriend at the same time for a little bit. And then eventually we became friends, and you went off to prison at 17 years old. And, you know, me being pretty much your age, you were born later in the same year as me. Watching you go through that was very, it sucked. And also, many of our other friends were also going through similar stuff, getting locked up in these negative cycles. And then while you were in prison the first time, we were writing letters. You were talking about you wanted to do music. You know, I had just started like releasing a mixtape or two. Just came up to Madison. We're talking on the phone. We get a crib together in the north side of Madison. As soon as you got out of prison, went to school, you know, working in the big studios, trying to just make something of ourselves here. And then, and life hits, you know, have babies, you know, all types of stuff, which forced us to, you know, go work regular jobs for a while, move back to Beloit, do shit like that, fuck around in the wrong ways, and leading him to, once again, go back to prison for how long the second time?
It was 2.5.
So 18 months the first time, and then 2.5 the second time, right? And, you know, Zeta, your firstborn child and daughter, is how old at this time?
Yeah, she was 4 months.
4 months old.
And I got out when she was like 3.
And my daughter was, like 8 months or 10 months.
Yeah, she was a year.
Right.
She was a year.
They're not far apart.
They 8 months.
Right.
We 8 months. They 8 months.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
Right on. So Tas Raww, going through that again. Fucking crazy shit, man, you know? And then to see you now, to see you get out, and that was how long ago now?
6 years. I've been out the joint for 6 years.
Right, out the joint for 6 years, which is honestly incredible because, you know, here you are now, bro, just completely created a whole catalog of music for yourself. You have built your following, like literally from getting out of prison the first time and having no one and nothing to what it is now, even though you lost all that time. Mm-hmm. And most of us are just out here grinding every day, you know what I mean? And here you are, bro, like up, you know, have 2 beautiful girls with a third one on the way. Yeah. And, living in the burbs and just like... You know, hustling in so many different ways, starting your own businesses, multiple businesses, your embroidery business. You know, so this is my mud brother for real, you know what I mean? Like, this is somebody I really came up and did this shit with. Studios in the basement, studios in the attic, grinding, you know, and
Studio.
Just, you know, addiction, all the addiction shit running in our families. We both lost brothers in the same time period. Just here. So much stuff that you've been through, bro, and time that's been taken away from you, and you know, one of your best friends getting over 60 years, you know, it's like, I want the people to feel the motivation that your music gives me every time I listen to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So tell the people, you know, a little bit about yourself, or, you know, how you got to where you get. What are you thinking about as someone who's endured all these things? You know, what's next for you? What are you doing? What are you up to?
Right. Yeah. So, you know, bro, you definitely just broke it down. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, it'd be a lot of stuff going on. You know, that was definitely a good like overview of certain things. You know, especially with how we started our relationship and how everything went, man. I could literally sit here and talk for hours about like the life lessons that you learn along all of that shit during you know what's everything that's going on and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The biggest thing, really, I mean, you know, you got your ups and downs in life. So, you know, when you first start hitting your head, like when I was younger, like when we, you know, I started catching cases when I was like 13. First felony, second felony 14, third felony 15, next felony 16, next felony 17. Went to the joint, you know what I'm saying? Got out. Shit, next felony 20, you know what I'm saying? I got out when I was 19, 18 for me, you know, turned 19. Mm-hmm. 20, got another one. 21, went back in, got out. 23, caught another felony. 24, 25, caught another felony. Shit, so now I'm fucking 6 felonies in, but those other ones was juvenile, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like you be bumping your head, you know what I'm saying, all so many times, not really learning, just like going with this life shit. But it's always something to learn. Like one thing that I really learned, honestly, like even going to the joint was like I went in when I was 17 the first time, and honestly, shit, like I was so young but I felt grown. That's why I got waived when I was 16 to adult court, because the judge literally said himself, he was like, man, look, you out here doing grown shit. You think you grown. You act grown. Your actions are grown. You do everything that a grown man does. So, hey, I'm finna treat you like a grown man. You know what I'm saying? So, you're getting waived to adult court. So, you know, I took all that shit serious, too, at the same time. Like, you know, I just wasn't scared of that shit. Like, I was just like, whatever come. But
I felt like you matured a little faster than most on average. Yeah. Because, like, you know, you were even younger than me and a lot of the guys that we were hanging with, but you were, like, definitely, like, already hustling, already getting to the paper.
Right.
You know,
figuring
like,
that shit out.
You know, your mom is all you really had.
Right.
And, you know, and she's doing her thing, too, and... You know, that was my mom too. It's like, how you gonna control me? Like, I'm a teenage boy. I'm out here.
Yeah, and you working all night.
You ain't got no dad telling you hell no. Yeah. In the house every night, like nah.
Right, my OG used to work night shifts at the hospital as a nurse, so she would go to work at like 6:30 and get off at like 6:30. Them prime time hours, baby, for a youngin', you know what I'm saying? Like,
your shit was booming back then.
Yeah, it was busting. Them prime time hours, you don't play like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I'm outside, I'm inside, I'm everywhere I need to be, you know what I'm saying? And
eventually,
plus,
them people came in there. They used to have, I remember when we was in school and they had like straight up officers and people designated to just kind of like watch us at school events if we was there, or like Riverfest and all that shit.
All that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And it was a different time back then too. Us both being about 30 now.
Yeah. From touch that 30, you know. But it's like, man, even back when I was 17, when I first hit the joint, I remember bumping into my first lifer. Dude was in Dodge. He had life, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay, you're not getting out, you know what I'm saying? But it was just how he was kind of just chilling up in there. He was like, he was cool, he was content, you know what I'm saying? He was alright, he wasn't stressing, he wasn't fucked up, he wasn't nothing. He just living his life, bro. You're just in the joint, you're still alive. Right. Just all about your circumstances and what you're doing with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, and I was so young, but I feel like even like it was people, you know, I'm 17, it's people that, so at this time, I'm really like one of the youngest people in the joint. The only age really that you in the joint younger is 16, and that's if you got waived and you went right to the joint. Right. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you're not even really touching adult prisons till 16. So I was really like the youngest motherfucker at that time that I was around. Everybody else was grown. Niggas was 30, 40, 50, 60 and up. I'm seeing people die in prison, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just paying attention to all that shit, and I think that's just the biggest thing. Whenever I see people that kind of just be going back their whole life, I just feel like they kind of just don't be really paying attention to that shit. Like they don't be like taking it all in. They kind of just like, and I do believe that that's like a piece of that is from kind of like dealing with just the traumatic experiences behind that shit. Motherfuckers be trying to numb themselves to the trauma behind doing time and being gone from their people and doing all that shit. So they be trying to like act like it ain't shit and all that. You know what I'm saying?
No, you can't go in there. That's adult.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, oh, okay. Yeah.
Got daughters in the podcast.
You know what I'm saying? Had the
There's
kids
a phone
doing
right there. I don't know.
Oh, is that not yours?
That's not ours.
They said Zachary.
Oh, okay.
And you?
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that was really a big thing at that time, was like, man, just really focusing on like, damn, this life shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of shit that was going on too at the time, man. Just mentally.
So if
You know
there
what I'm saying?
was like a young person or someone who was like trying to be, you know, an artist and a businessman, entrepreneur, you know, going through that right now, like what advice would you give them as they're going through some shit you've already been through and, you know, came way out of?
Well, first and foremost, I think the biggest thing to tell anybody that's young, like real talk, is that life is really like, this shit flies by too quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you would think, like a lot of young people, they be thinking that they be thinking they grown. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you be 20, whatever, you think you grown, you feel grown, you doing grown shit. I mean, you got jobs or you got your own
Right.
apartment or this and
Right.
that. You feel all grown and you got all this shit going on, but at the same time, you still real young. Like, you still young enough to really get your, like, really focus and hone in on what you got to do. Because for some reason, like when I was young, I used to be thinking that like my clock was ticking. Even though I was young as hell, I used to think like, I gotta go get this, I gotta
Type
go do
shit.
this, I gotta go do
I
this.
mean, that's probably good though.
So I was doing a lot of dumb shit though, you know what I'm saying? Just like trying to do this, hustling and doing all this stupid shit, not understanding that I could have took a couple steps back and focused on what I really needed to do and implemented, got my systems together, you know what I'm saying? And then shit from there, if I was 20 and did that by the time I was 25, nigga, you know what I'm saying? The sky's the limit, bro. You got everything you need. You owning houses, you owning doing this, whatever you want to get into, real estate, anything. So really, it just boils down to like reading books, man. Honestly, the biggest thing too is like whatever you want to do. Let's say you want to get into real estate. Let's say you want to get into music. Let's say you want to get into this or doing that. It's all about finding a mentor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look for somebody who's already succeeding at this shit. Like, don't look for look for somebody who's making a bag
Doing what
off
you
this
want to
shit.
do.
Yeah, they making a bag. They succeeding.
Logical.
They going crazy. You seek them. You hit them up, and you ask and you find ways to help them. It's not about what they can do for you. It's about what you could do for them. It's about you finding ways to really like, damn, okay, maybe I know that this DJ or somebody is popping around this area, so I'm gonna go to this DJ's events and then I'm gonna go meet this DJ. I'm gonna go talk to you. I'm gonna go compliment you. I'm gonna go ask you a few key questions or something, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna start to try to build a relationship. Maybe I know I could pay for like do a project with you or do a exclusive work with you or something, so we actually could work together, build a relationship. Then this is just an example of just like what you would do if whatever industry, any industry though, it could be anything, or mechanic, of whatever,
Gotta
car
get around the right
sales
people.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Soak
saying?
up them vibes and learn and the knowledge and
That's it.
you know. And
Building a
naturally,
relationship.
if you going out your way to try to help someone else build their dream, like energy is felt by all human beings. So we, they all if you around the right people, you just gonna have so much knowledge just being there and observing, and having your eyes and your ears open.
Yeah, you catching the game. Like me personally, right now, like big thing for me, real estate. Like that's one thing I've been low key diving all the way in on. You know what I'm saying? Like within the next couple months, I'm definitely gonna have like my first couple wholesale deals going on. So what I did was I just got up in the Wisco Real Estate Investors Association. So I go to these Monday meetings every Monday where I'm just around a bunch of investors, bro. That's got low key, like got their hands dipped in all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they up there, bro. They having mastermind sessions. They giving out so much. Every single time I went, I learned so much, bro. Then you able to actually go network with these people, and it's all about, everything in life is about selling yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like you have to be likable. You gotta be somebody, and that's something too. You know what I'm saying? As a felon, as like somebody who you sometimes like when you do a couple joints in the like a couple bids in the joint, like you might have like these self-doubt and it's like self-confidence issue, you know what I'm saying? Because you might feel like you less than like rich people who ain't never gotten a lick of trouble, or you know what I'm saying. But you can't look at it like that. You really got to know yourself and know your worth, because when you around these people, like, you sell yourself, and that shit really don't matter if you sell yourself properly to these people. And it's all about self-work. Like, what are you really doing? Like, you got to work on yourself, man. You got to get your mind right, your heart right. It got to be all in the right place. And when it is, and you go meet people and you got your goals written down, you got your plans, you focus, I mean, you got intention. So, you know, it all of that shit really, you know, boils into getting to that next level, man. It is though. You know, sometimes, you know, you been in a joint a couple times, you got this shit, you motherfucker just C-cap you and be like,
yeah,
I don't know about him.
See, and I feel like you know, I feel like all I'm honestly doing when I'm not like doing a task or like doing something right now in this moment is like I'm mapping shit out in my head all the time. Just mapping out the future, mapping out my next move, asking myself the questions, you know, like, what am I trying to do? Like, what's my purpose in doing this? Like, what is this ultimately gonna help me do for me or my family, or, you know what I mean, or the movement or whatever. So it's like you gotta just be thinking. You gotta be thinking and structuring these visions and thoughts in your mind in a way, and then just be walking along that path and practice your shit, read your shit, eat the right shit if you can, like exercise, keep it all balanced and good. And it's like, fuck, you will be equipped when the time comes. Yeah. It's all about just getting ready for that moment.
Prepared.
And when opportunity meets preparation, the late great Nip.
You know what I'm saying? That's literally what it's about, man. It's really just a big thing that's whole, like, my things too. So if we was even to go back to the question about, like, what if you would tell the youngins, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, it's really about, like, sit down and figure out what the hell you want to do. Like,
what do you love
simple
to do?
Shit. What makes you happy?
Right.
Like, what makes you happy? It could be
That's
anything.
The question right
Don't
there.
overthink it either. Right. Like, you know, do you, like, you know, what makes you happy? What do you want to do? And then, you know, you might just got to start writing shit down. And then this is how you start building goals. You know what I'm saying? And the big thing about writing, since I've been writing my goals down, is I realized that when I write them down and I start knocking them out, more goals come up, and then I shift my goals for the time frame, because I realize, like, oh shit, this is gonna take a little bit longer because I gotta do this, that, and the third, or I thought I was gonna do this next year, I'm finna do this next month. You know what I'm saying? But it was all about me writing it down, putting it out there, and continuously coming back to that drawing board and knocking it out, because I'll be having my daily goals, weekly goals, monthly, year, 1 to 5 years, 5+ years.
Nice.
And that shit all be changing. The 5+ years be like, I'm low key finna do this like 2 years, 3 years, you know what I'm saying? And that's big for youngins, because you got all this time, man, to really like lock in, and that shit really helps, man. So, you know, that's a big thing, you know what I'm saying? It's just figuring out what the fuck you want to do.
I'll say just to compare systems, I'll say from how I do it usually is I'll set like some long-term goals like for the year.
Right.
And then you know, sometimes I, you know, set some for 5 or out, you know. Yeah. But a year goal, and then a bunch of like short-term goals that are like, you know, either it could be this week, this month, 3 months. But I'm just like short-term and long-term goals. Yeah. And then mostly what I focus on though, and I'll just keep rewriting them. If I achieve them or not, I'll write them, and I'm trying to get to them. But what I'm more focused on more than the actual goals is the systems. Right. Like, you see how I'm like setting up all this shit to do this. Yeah. I'm doing it over and over and over and over again. Right. And I've done it with the studio in here over and over and over again. I've done it with the lights and all this shit. I'm beginning to like really get a process and be very methodical with everything that I'm doing. You know what I mean? And that is what's gonna get you to your goals faster.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, is it's all about like
knowing yourself.
Whatever you want to do, you gotta just do it. Yeah. Because like, you gonna learn, okay, let's say you got this 10 things you gotta do, right? You start doing this one thing, but then you realize when you just did that one thing that it's 100 little things that you gotta learn that came with that. So you never gonna get to those 100 things until you actually start that one thing. That's for the old, that's for the young or the old. Like, some motherfuckers, they think, oh damn, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't never too late to get into shit either. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be fucking 40. I don't care what they telling you. You could be 40 and you could decide that you want to get into music, bro. Yeah. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you feel like that makes you happy, that's about you, bro. And a lot of things I say too is like, fuck all that society shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck all that. You know, like doing what the average society of today thinks, because
why should you get
whatever
a job?
what motherfuckers gotta learn and understand is that whatever the society thinks today, the average society, they didn't think this 100 years ago, let alone 1,000 years ago, and they're not gonna think the same shit in 100 years or 1,000 years. Right. The society goes with the just as an average.
It's almost like the leaders are the head of the wave, and like they just move, and then shit moves.
Right.
It moves compared to the people that are making it move.
Yeah.
And then you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the mentalities, just all around mentalities, are different about everything. Like time travel. You know what I'm saying? Like right now. Today, still the majority of the world is gonna say that's some stupid ass shit, nigga.
Hell no, what are you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? But man, in 1,000 years,
right?
In 1,000 years, bro, that might be the norm.
Right.
Motherfucker be like, I'm finna be to your crib, bro. Yep. And 10 minutes later,
straight up,
you just travel, or I'm finna go back to 1934 or so. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's nuts.
You know, because this is how it was, bro, before cell phones came along.
Yeah, exactly.
Motherfuckers was like before cell phones came along, they were like, somebody's like, yo, bro, I'm gonna figure out how I could talk to a motherfucker in China right now, but I'm gonna talk to him, or even just taking pictures. I'm gonna figure out, or recording sound or anything. You know, you fuck with the frequencies and the waves and the vibrations, and you learn it down to the scientific matter of everything.
Yep.
And you scale it to the point it's all mathematic. You know what I'm saying?
And it's all balanced. Like if there's a gravity, there's anti-gravity too.
Exactly. So it's like, motherfucker, I'd be like, bro, I'm gonna create something where I could take a picture right now. It wasn't called a picture at the time, but I'm gonna capture this moment.
Right.
And I'm gonna show it to you. Like, I'm gonna show you the moment,
and
the past.
Do it mechanically with a fucking camera.
And motherfuckers was like, you're fucking stupid. The whole world at the time is like,
yeah,
that sounds fucking like some magician shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's like Kid Super says, right? If the plan doesn't work, you're insane. But if it does, you're a genius.
You're a genius, and that's just straight facts, and that's just on some yay shit. That's
I think
just
I said it backwards. If the plan works, you're a genius. If it doesn't, you're insane.
It's something like that. I think you had it right the first time, low key, but I'll check your shirt, make sure it wasn't right there or something.
Right.
Yeah. but shit, that's really what it boiled down to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, people will be like, you 30 years old and you trying to rap or something. Bro, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that shit does not matter whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be 30 and just starting to rap. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
And that's really all that matters, is really just getting to it. Like, that's all you gotta do. But you just gotta have a solid plan. You gotta have a foundation, and you gotta know exactly what you're doing. You gotta be on point, because like, you just prolonging your process. You know what I'm saying? It's just like hopping in a stew. You know, without a template every time. You starting from scratch, mixing your shit down.
It's the fucking discipline.
Yeah,
man.
and then it's like, but if you got a template for your vocals, for your shit,
right?
You getting in that bitch and you knocking shit out, and it's like, time is the only thing we can't get back, and that's the only thing that's really like, that's the main valuable thing that we got.
And that's why I say I focus even more than on goals. I focus on systems,
right?
Because it's all about it's being efficient, utilizing your time in the best way, and straight up fucking.
Right.
You know, getting to the goal faster.
Yeah. Getting to it.
Like,
you know
fuck, I'm not gonna be let down because I'm not achieving my goals, but I'm gonna be very stoked because I'm getting faster at achieving them.
Right. Yeah, that's a big thing for me, is like my weekly goals might be like, record a song. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? Or read this chapter out of this book.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, simple shit. Or go to a meeting that you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when I go to that meeting that week, you know what I'm saying? And I network with, at least meet 10 new people this week.
Right.
That's my weekly goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to go meet 10 new people in this field. You know what I'm saying? That's my weekly goal. So I go do that. That just opened up 100 more things. All this shit.
Right.
So that's what I do with my weekly, you know what I'm saying? My monthly goals might be some shit like, you know, read this book. You know what I'm saying? I gotta read this book this month. You know what I'm saying? Or do this, and then I break that down into my weeks and all this shit. Like I gotta read this chapter and this and that, or just
Dude,
simple shit. You know what I'm saying?
And like seriously, when people ask me for advice on anything, I always come back to this same shit, and it's literally go places, meet people, and do things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's a great goal, to meet more people. That if you're in business or an entrepreneur or creative field, like you need to be meeting people and linking in and just seeing, and that's the beauty of Instagram. You get to get their shit and then get to know them from a distance, see if their shit's aligning with your shit. Everyone, we're like wasting less of each other's time, and we're all like just connecting and seeing what the vibes are, no matter what.
And I'm a firm believer, man, that nothing is by coincidence. So like if you're at a place and you're in this building with these people, you're there by some divine purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone had a reason why they went there. So you're all coming there for a reason.
Right.
And you're all uniting in purpose, basically.
And even if you don't feel the vibrations right away when you meet somebody or something, man, there was a reason why you met the person, why you talked to them, why you got their information, why you didn't get their information. You might, man, it's be all type of shit going on. But the biggest thing is, is that, you know what I'm saying?
And to be honest, sometimes I'll be in a place and I'm feeling cool. I'm like, I'm just peeping the vibes and it's new. And, I'm just hype. So I'm like, and then nothing really will really connect at all, like the whole time. But at some point, even if it wasn't right then and there, at some point in that day, something happens where it's like, oh, that was something that I really pulled value from in that day that had to do with me. You know, sometimes I'm like, oh, damn, like I don't even feel like I gained anything from that. But then before you know it, boom, for sure.
Yeah.
If like your eyes are open, your ears are open, and you're breathing in the precious life energy with gratitude, like you will begin to see very clearly things are happening for a reason.
Yeah, facts. That's a big fact, because the big thing, like when I first decided that I wanted to do music, was when I was in the joint the first time. And honestly, man, I was just getting these weird signs and stuff, man. Like I was going to sleep dreaming. I dreamt up a Wayne song, a Lil Wayne song, and the Wayne song was low-key the coldest song I ever heard in my life at this time. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like that shit was just that wordplay, immaculate.
And the song wasn't out.
The song never existed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Wordplay. Like I never heard Wayne even rap like that. You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck is this shit? I'm tripping. I'm like, then the next night I dreamed up the game song with a motherfucker singing on the fucking hook, and I'm just like, this shit cold as hell. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember it was like a video, but it was like only like waterfalls and shit, and on like the hook. And then I dreamt the Young Money video, bro. Swear to God, it didn't exist, bro. I still remember they was like on an island, and the camera like zoomed in from outside the island and zoomed all the way in to them like in this little like bar looking area, but it was outside, and it zoomed all the way up to Gutta Gutta. Bro, it's funny as hell because it's just like none of this shit existed. Shoes, Jadakiss dropped a shoe line, all that shit, bro. Yeah, no, for real. Yeah,
so
it was
like imagining your whole own world of the game.
And it was all this shit, you know what I'm saying? And I remember I woke up and I thought to myself, I'm just like, damn, bro. I was just like, man, this shit in a Wiz Khalifa song, and I was like, these songs don't even fucking exist. This shit is coming to me in my head just from my love of music and these artists and this like this culture, you know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
So I was just like, damn, bro, this is what I'm gonna do. And so I paid attention to the signs, the vibrations, everything at this young age. Everything I'm going through in life, bro, like everything, you know what I'm saying? I get out and Bilal go missing, you know what I'm saying? We go through all this shit happened, Bilal go missing, all this extra shit is happening, and every single thing in life, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, when you really opening your eyes to the heaviness of everything that's going on, it's like you learn so much. Like you just said, you paying attention to your signs, your eyes is open, everything is clicking. You have no choice but to learn, build, grow, you know what I'm saying? You know, and a big thing for me, man, I ain't gonna lie, I thank my parents, even though they ain't the best parents in the world, but really, if anything, bro, them people do not got no hate in their heart, bro. They don't got no hate in their heart. My mom or my pops, they both are loving people, like straight up, bro. And I I was raised with love, bro. I wasn't raised with no hatred. So I'm more of a lover than a fighter. I'm not really I don't hold grudges. Nothing. I learned that about myself over the years. Like, yeah, motherfucker had to like the tough guy role here and there and this and that. But in all actuality, I'm a fucking lover. Like, I don't even like holding grudges for like longer than I could even stand to. Like, if when I get the I'd be motherfucker could just put a gun to my head, bro, and I'm forgiving their ass like 2 months later. You know what I'm saying? Like a motherfucker robbed me and took my car one time.
What else you gonna do, man? It's like, I'm trying to move past this shit too. Like, I don't give a fuck what happened. At the end of the day, like, if something happened, you gotta get past it, or you stuck in the past.
I'm big on like just like having a clear conscience. Like, I'm big on just like really just knowing in my mind and my heart that I'm doing all that I can to have things like that. I know I'm clear. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't control what the next motherfucker got going on. You might have all the hate, and then I take time to understand, like, we was raised different. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably got this different shit going on, this hatred or this envy or jealousy or any of these negative emotions, probably because of just your situations, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But when I clicked
in your brain and shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And when I clicked into it, like, and it's just clicked just recently, I was like, damn, bro, I was raised by lovers, bro. That's the reason why I don't never hold on to negative emotions for a long time at all, bro. And like, honestly, I've dealt with those. I've dealt with hate. I've hated. I've had times where I wasn't like hating on a person, but I hated certain situations, or I hated, like, there was just some fucked up shit going on inside of me, like anger, you know, fucking jealousy, envy, all that shit. But those emotions never lasted. You know what I'm saying? But I always used to, big thing too, bro, I ain't gonna lie, was when I was 13 is when I started going to group sessions and shit. Bro, that was it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 13, 14, 15, all those years I was going to groups and shit. Therapy sessions. I'm in drug addict, you know what I'm saying, like rehab programs when I'm a teenager. So I'm learning about the mind of the addict. I'm learning about, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm learning about just how people move, behaviors, thought patterns, all this shit young. And then when I went to the joint when I was 17, I did ERP, which is a 6-month inpatient rehab program. I'm in this bitch with heroin addicts. I'm in this bitch with all these people. At this time, I only fucking smoke weed and drink. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I didn't judge nobody. I'm in this bitch learning from you. You a meth head. Right. You know, you this and that. You know, and I'm just learning from these, because I'm learning their whole life, they autobiography, how they think, what they feel. They in this bitch crying about this and that, and I'm taking it all in. Then I go to the joint the second time. I'm in boot camp. Same thing. It's an inpatient 6-month fucking rehab program. I get out, I'm in a rehab program. Everything I'm doing, I'm in a rehab program since I was 13. So it's like that shit too really honestly like helped me a lot, saved me. It made me focus, keep my mind open. And I can't, man, look, I can't even be mad at none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's what I'm saying. My boy has just climbed out from so many rocks and still just holds no hate in his heart, you know, wants to see all people win, supports everyone. I've seen it, like, for years, you know what I mean? And I'm really glad I got to have you on here, you know what I'm saying? Is there any last few words you want to say to the people, or anything that you want to wrap up with?
Honestly, man, you know, like I said before, shit, life really is just all about, man, being focused, focusing on what you want to do, what you love, building those systems, you know what I'm saying? Building those systems, you know, creating things, and just understanding, like, it's not about you thinking the future, bro. Don't, like, too many people are thinking, like, right now. But you gotta always think in the future. You gotta always think, like, what are you doing? Because your moves that you're making today is gonna affect your next 5 to 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Plus, you know what I'm saying?
And if you're always thinking about the future, that means you're gonna get to the future.
You're gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? You staying focused. You thinking about the future. You get to it, man. So, you know.
Yo, Tas Raww on Spotify, Apple Music, all the whole shebang, YouTube. My man has tons of videos, amazing music, very motivational stuff. Man, straight up, bro.
Yeah, Sersky, you know the vibes, man. Yeah,
Raw Life Entertainment.
We in here, man. Look,
vibes, fo dub.
Yeah, and I say, man, too, man. Like, bro, I support everything bro got going on, man. Like, shit. you know, this is what we do. Like bro say, we from the mud with this shit, so it's really like a deeper thing that really be behind all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a deeper meaning. You know what I'm saying? Like in this life shit, it's gonna work itself out. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, shit, one way or another, shit, motherfucker making this shit shake. You feel me? So, hell yeah.
Respect and love.
Yeah,
brethren.
Respect and love, man, all day. You did.
Yeah.
Freshest nigga every time I hit the scene. Thinking back on the shit, I'm living my dreams. Just to get the bag and run it up. I ain't with that other stuff, no cap, I let the money talk. I'm at least 100 up. Yeah, you know the mission, we get it and we gon' double up. I did this for the hustlers. Gotta go, I gotta get it for the team. You know I'ma run it up.